In this video, we'll be looking at how to find the y-intercept, which is one of our 5 characteristics. I would like to make it clear at this point, although I find these features in this specific order, that doesn't mean you have to, and it also doesn't mean that you have to find every single one of them. If you are only asked for the y-intercept, only calculate the y-intercept. If you're only asked for the axis of symmetry, there's no point you finding the turning point as well, okay? We're going to use the same 3 examples as before, and we're just going to keep filling in our quick sketches. So what we're being asked to find is the y-intercept. Now the y-intercept is where you cross the y-axis. What is true about every point on the y-axis? Well, similar to before, where we used the fact that on the x-axis y is 0, on the y-axis x is 0. So instead of f of x equals x squared plus x minus 2, we are going to find f of 0. We are going to make x equal to 0. And if you do it on the left-hand side, you also have to do it on the right-hand side. So we have 0 squared plus 0, take away 2. Now that's going to disappear, and so is the other 0, and you're going to be left with just minus 2. So this parabola crosses at minus 2. You might have been able to spot that because anything with an x will be 0. And we are just left with the value number at the end. Looking at the next one. X squared minus 9. Again, we are going to make x 0. So we've got 0 squared, take away 9. Again, that's going to disappear and you're going to be left with just minus 9. So on your sketch, you are crossing at minus 9. If we have a look back at our formula, it matches what happened before, where because anything involves an x disappears, you are just being left with that numerical value. The last of our graphs, let's have a look what happens here. F of x becomes f of 0. 0 squared minus 9 times 0. So that's going to be take away 0. Okay. Just to put that very clear, we've got 9 times 0. So that's going to disappear. That's going to disappear. And you are left with 0. Now this is a bit different because it didn't say 0 in that first expression, but there is an invisible plus 0 at the end that wasn't written. And that is why we cross our y-axis at 0 there. Lastly, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that this is only one way of writing these expressions. It doesn't matter what form you have your quadratic expression in. It could be pre-factorized for you. The method is still the same. To find the y-intercept, x equals 0.